Hi, boys and girls. Here's our group time for today. Pete the Cat, A Pet for Pete. Everybody should have this book at home. This was one of the books that Mrs. Kelly and I sent home. So go look and see if you can find it, and you can follow along and we can read it together. So it says, Pete the Cat, A Pet for Pete, and it's written by James Dean. That means he's the author and he's the illustrator. Pete is going to the pet store. He is going to get a pet. Pete wants a pet, wants a bird, a hamster, or a lizard. But then Pete sees a goldfish. That is what I want, he tells his mom. Pete's mom gets fish food. I'm going to call you Goldie, Pete says to his new pet. And look right there. See what it says? It says fish food. You are my first pet, Pete tells Goldie on the way home. Look at how carefully he's holding that bowl. Pete takes Goldie to his room. He feeds her fish food. Now what? Pete asks. He can't play with Goldie. He can't swim with her. Pete knows what he can do. Oh, look at that. There's that exclamation point that we know. What do you think Pete is going to do? I don't know. Let's find out. Pete paints a picture of Goldie. He paints 4 fins and an orange tail. What a pretty painting, says Pete's mom. You can keep it, says Pete. Cool painting, says Bob. Can you make one for me? Sure, says Pete. Pete paints a picture for Bob. Wow, says Bob. It looks just like Goldie. Bob shows Pete's painting to his friend Tom. Now Tom wants a painting too. Pete paints another picture of Goldie to take to school for show and tell. He's doing a lot of painting. This is Goldie, my pet fish, Pete tells his class. Here it says C-A-T. That says cat. I know you know this. 2 plus 3 equals 5. One of his friends says, cute fish. Another friend says, cool colors. This friend says, nice work. Oh, that's the teacher. And those are when they have a circle with that little arrow right there, that's called a speech bubble. So that tells us that people are saying words. I wish I had a picture of Goldie, says Benny. I'll make you one, says Pete. Everyone in Pete's class wants a painting of Goldie. There's that exclamation point again. They're all very excited. Pete's grandma wants a painting too. Pete has a lot to do. He has to feed Goldie. He has homework. Look, this says math homework. This says fish food. He has to do his homework. Pete paints and paints. He makes paintings for everyone on his list. Look at all the colors. Can you read those colors? At last, Pete is done. He worked hard. There is no paint left. Now all those containers are empty. Pete's paintings are a big hit. Pete is happy to be done, but Pete is not done. Now everyone in town wants a painting of Goldie. Pete gets more paint. I don't know what to do, he says to his mom. I wish I could paint pictures for everyone. I just don't have the time. What is this? Anybody know what that is? A clock. We have a couple of those in our classroom. And here it says mom at the stove making dinner, and it says T-U-N-A, tuna. And here are 2 more colors. I bet you know what colors those are. Pete's mom has an idea. She tells it to Pete. Great idea, says Pete. Pete gets right to it. This time he works outside and makes a huge painting. Where do you think this painting is going to go, boys and girls? I don't know. Let's see. Honk, honk. Beep, beep. Here comes Pete. He has made one painting of Goldie for everyone in town to enjoy. It says, Cat City Hall. Look at what he ended up doing. How he solved his problem. What a great day. When Pete gets home, he tells the real Goldie all about it. And there's Goldie. And that is the end.